What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the 10-minute Touch Warmup, a little series we're doing ahead of the NCAA Championship this week. This is the On the Floor with Liv and Core podcast. I'm Core, that's Liv, and today we have a very special guest with us. We have assistant coach from the University of Missouri. This is Jackie Terpak. Jackie, thank you so much for being with us today.
Hey guys, thanks for having me on the floor. I'm so
Oh,
excited.
oh my gosh, wait, now that you mention it, we're gonna have to get you on the
I
ground at
know.
some point at nationals.
I know. I'm already mentally prepared. So I'm
Yes, let's go. Okay. Well, we are gonna start a clock, okay?
ready.
Because we don't want no neutral deductions on this one, but we're gonna do 10 minutes with Jackie about the Mizzou Tigers. Is everyone ready?
Yes.
As ready
Three,
as
two, one.
I am ever going to be.
Yeah, three, two, one, let's go. Okay, Jackie, I need everyone to understand your journey up to this point to
Okay.
Mizzou. You were a gymnast at Temple University.
Yes.
You were also the Student Athlete Advisory Committee president there. You did a lot of amazing initiatives there in terms of social justice initiatives, mental health initiatives. Then, when you graduated, you got the volunteer role at the University of Arkansas. You were at Arkansas for a moment, and then now you're in an assistant coaching role at the University of Missouri. It has been so fun to watch your journey. And I think many student athletes can look up to you in the sense of their dreams of being aspiring to be a college coach. You're living that out, which is so cool to watch. But can you just give us a little bit of an of a brief history background of how it's been feeling sliding into this role that you're in now, knowing that you've had quite the journey to get to this moment?
Yeah, like you touched on the journey and I'm so appreciative of my journey and I've mentioned this to you before and a lot of other people, but I wouldn't be here if I didn't take advantage like of my college career, and my college career wasn't necessarily how I envisioned it originally when I was competing, and then I medicaled, student coached, all of that, but I like absolutely used all of my resources in college and made the most of my experience and connecting with teammates and coaches and all those things. And circling back to freshman year, like I reached out to Sam Pejic to do Beam Queen boot camp, and then I was a videographer for them. And from there is how I met like so many connections. And it's how I met both of you guys. And then that's how I met like a lot of people related to UCLA, which led me to Jordan. And I always knew I wanted to work in college athletics. I've just always loved sports. Like I grew up, I watch ESPN instead of watching like movies or TV shows and like the 30 for 30s and all those things. Like I've always just loved sport. Um, and especially like college athletics. And even in fifth grade, I cyber schooled for 1 year, and we quickly learned to never do that again because all I did was like research schools and look up colleges and make college lists and email and out to teams. Like I was in fifth grade. And so again, like I always just knew I wanted to work in college athletics, whether it was from a coaching role or advisor standpoint or whatever it was. But my college experience, again, like me taking advantage of the opportunities there and using my resources and being so involved in multiple different groups and initiatives and things led me to the coaching route because again, I didn't have the most traditional journey. But I knew no matter what, like I wanted people to take advantage of their college experience, whether they were winning national titles or whether they had to medical or whatever it was, like there's always ways to like win at the end of the day and learn lessons and get the most out of it. And so from my journey, and doing like being an athlete and then student coach and doing Beam Queen boot camp and being a part of all those initiatives, I just wanted to carry that into the college coaching world. And I realized like I had so many tools, and so many skills I was really good at that or had so much experience in that I could use in this space. And at the end of the day, like I am coaching because I want to help people better themselves and their lives in every aspect, like whether it's gymnastics, school, community service, like whatever that is. And fortunately, Mizzou has that same mindset, and this staff like has that growth mindset of just like wanting to get better, and the team as well, and really the athletic department as a whole. And so like that growth mindset is something that's really worked well for me. And that's something I want to like help my student athletes with. And again, just like becoming better in every aspect of their lives because I realized like when gym wasn't going well for me, there was so much more to life than sport. And I want to help people like become successful in their sport and outside of it. So that's kind of what led me into the coaching route. And
It's
then again,
amazing. It's an
Yeah,
amazing
like
story.
thank you, thank you. But again, like from Beam Queen, led to Jordan, did my year at Arkansas, learned so much there, and then again, like continued to find out more about myself that led me to here at Mizzou.
I feel like you just fit the mold of Mizzou perfectly. Like when I think about Mizzou vibes, I think of very sure and certain of who you are. Like the team just feels incredibly like they know who they are. They're confident, they're aggressive, they're kind, they're fun, they're energetic. Like you fit that mold so well. And I think a lot of that comes from the work on floor. I mean, across the board, your team is spectacular, but floor is really where we get this extra oomph from Mizzou, and you're responsible for that. So can you talk to us a little bit about your process of coaching this just elite floor squad and how you've managed to use like your past history and experience into coaching and choreography and truly just like a vibe check for the squad.
Yeah, well, thank you for that. And I mean, it comes from a lot of different areas. Like first, when I was at Temple, our floor team was really successful, and so I got to learn there. And then same with at Arkansas, the floor team was great and got to learn from there. And then coming here, Shannon, I work on floor with Shannon. Shannon as a head coach and a floor coach has always been great, and he's a great technical coach. And so on that end, I've learned a lot from him. And so each one of my stops and floor happened to be like my strongest event and club as well. And I was kind of naturally like always good at that dance portion. But again, like learning from so many different people, and being around so many different people, whether it's from a choreography standpoint or a coaching standpoint or whatever that may be. Again, I just like I'm a sponge. I just listen and learn. Um, and I like to learn. I say I'm like a student of life. And so all those people like I've come across in my career has kind of helped me get to this point. But with floor specifically and being here at Mizzou specifically, again, Shannon has always had a really good floor plan. And I think I kind of just came in and he knew like this team needed a consistent choreographer because before on staff there wasn't one. And so everyone was kind of using different choreographers. And then that person wasn't in the gym able to help like be intentional throughout the year and work on those details every week and every day and all those things. So Shannon kind of knew needed to fill that puzzle piece here at Mizzou, which is part why he brought me in. And so that's been really fun to just, he's really good at letting us like take ownership of our responsibilities. And I'm really fortunate to like work under a head coach, um, and work with a staff that like does that. And so he just lets me run with it. And we do dance warm-ups every week. And then with floor specifically, there's certain dance focus days and jump focus days and those things. And then of course working together on like the tumbling end. But it's been really fun. And again, he's always had a good plan and process of how like a floor team builds. And I've just gotten to add my 2 cents into that. So we work really well together. But as I mentioned, like from the dance side of things, choreography side of things, we don't just make the routine and then you get it and you just do it all year. We work on it every single week. And some people halfway through season, I change a whole section or it's just cleaning up little details and those things and always working to just put the best routine together. And whether that's changing a pass, changing a leap pass, directions, like playing to the judges and the crowd in certain ways, whatever it is, just really being intentional. And I'm glad I've gotten to bring that to the program. And then two, like you said, bringing the personalities out of the girls. And our tigers, and that's getting to know them. And so like when I came in, or every year when new people come in, I give them like a questionnaire just to like get to know them a little more. And then I draw inspiration from that too. So if they say someone's like their favorite artist, I'm like, oh, this could be a good artist to like do a floor routine to. Or if it's their favorite movie, and I'm like, oh yeah, I can draw inspo from this. And then sometimes they bring ideas to me. Sometimes they have absolutely no idea, and I just have like a floor music library of all so many different musics I've cut up over the years, and they can listen to that and get inspo or pick one from there. So it's a lot of things, a whole process, and so many people play important roles in how I've gotten here and have been able to do the process I do and do the things that I do. So yeah, it's a lot of things and it's different for everybody, and not everyone needs coached the same or like worked with the same, and so navigating that as well.
I love it. Well, so I remember your you have a lot of bags of tools in your tool bag, I guess is the word
Yeah.
I'm trying to find here. Um, and one of them you kind of dropped very quickly earlier is this videography knack that you had coming out of college. And I know you did a little internship at Temple with that and used that with your Beam Queen boot camp. work. And I think this will go into the final question that Olivia will present to you. But um, how have you been able to use your passion for capturing video content, which I know has like blended into marketing and branding, um, and also like the way that the marketing and branding like with choreography, it just all feels like it all is under one bucket, and you do all of that. You touch all of that for
Yeah.
Mizzou. Talk just a little bit, like very briefly, about like the branding side of your role, because I think it's quite unique that not a lot of people understand the business side of the
Yeah.
gymnastics program, right? Like you're a recruiter, you are a coach, you are a choreographer, but you also are helping to maintain the brand with Mizzou Athletics and the support staff that you guys have from an external team. Talk a little bit about all of that
Yeah.
this year.
So first I'll kind of pair the video portion into choreography as well. I like to say like I choreograph my routines like I edit my videos or vice versa. And it's just like storytelling throughout your videos and storytelling throughout your routines and like giving something people to kind of like attach to, and it's they're both entertaining things, and then like hitting the beat to the music, like stuff like that. So that's been interesting for me to like put that together and realize I do that because they are two total different things, but at the same time, like you said, like in the same realm. Um and then I because I was in like a videographer, I also cut all the music, and so I do that on the same platform like I edit my videos on. But like you said, I have experience in that, and I've carried that to each place I went. And at Temple, like I literally did it all. Didn't have as many resources there, and so I was doing the videos, editing, posting them online, all those things, and coming to the SEC, like there's a lot more people and a lot more resources, and so learning how to work together with those people and helping them learn your creative vision while you also learning their creative vision. Um, and I think coming here to Mizzou, that was another piece that maybe had been missing a little or just could have had a little more direction. It's like you had all the people here and all the resources, but like someone to help direct that in the terms of like Mizzou Gymnastics. Like, what is their brand? What is their thing? What is their look? Like, all of that. And so I work really closely with like our SID and our marketing director and our videographers and photographers. Like, we all work together and have meetings to just be on the same page and make sure we have like this one vision going. And then it also helps not only people at Mizzou, but people everywhere like learn more about gymnastics and learn more about Mizzou gymnastics specifically. Like, how can we get as much exposure as possible and spread that message? And so, year one was like a learning experience of just like how this department worked on like that creative marketing media side and getting to know each person in it. And then this like year two, we like grew even more and we're able to be more intentional about it now that we all kind of know how each other works. And so yeah, starting with meetings in the summer and planning intro video shoots and media days and those things, and then choreography like plays a part into it because that adds like another layer to the marketing end and video, social media end. You see floor routines like going viral and things like that. And that's also the event. I'd say you get to show your personality the most. And so that goes into the branding of the student athlete, which also goes into the branding of the program. Like I could go on for a really long time about this. And I know we only have 10 minutes. So like
You're
there's
crushing
a
it.
lot. And I've
You're
said
crushing.
that quite a few times, but there is so much that goes into college coaching. There's so much that goes into the choreography piece, social media piece, marketing, all those things. And so coming in and just kind of making everything cohesive, and working with our staff on that, from like our coaching staff to our department staff, and those things has been a challenge, but a really good challenge. And it's something I enjoy because I've have experience in it and chose to do it at points in my life. And so that's been really fun.
It's all important.
Yeah. Yeah.
Every element that you're speaking about is important. And I think that the reason I wanted you to answer that question in that way is because I know that you wear a lot of hats as an assistant coach.
Thank you.
And I think that there's a misconception a little bit, or misperception. I don't know what the word is here. That like you just walk in the gym, coach gymnastics, and go home. And that's so far from the truth. And that goes for coaches all across the country. So
Right.
I wanted you to share that part because I think your specific role at Mizzou really does cover a lot of those pieces that people oftentimes don't know how they get done, but they got done because of people like you. So, Olivia, take us home.
That's such a great segue into our final question. So, our final question for you, we're going to ask all the coaches that we're talking to leading up to the national championship. And gymnastics has gotten more eyes on it, but there's still work to be done.
Yeah.
And so, with the work you're doing, like you just talked about, with almost like the brand personality of like a Mizzou gymnast and a Mizzou athlete, and just gymnastics in general, what is something that you would tell a fan that would hopefully get them to become a fan of gymnastics? They've never gone to a meet, they don't know much about NCAA gymnastics. What would you tell them in order to make them become a fan?
Yeah. A lot of things pop into my brain when you ask this question. And one thing first is that yes, gymnastics is a very technical sport, but you don't have to know all of that technical stuff to really enjoy the sport and appreciate it. I think learning that is like a plus side once you're like into it. And if you really want to learn that stuff, but at the end of the day, like these student athletes work extremely hard like any other sport, right? And gymnastics specifically is a really unique sport, and they do things that you don't see in any other sport, and it's not stuff you can just walk onto a mat and do any day. It takes a lot of time, a lot of preparation, and those things. And so these athletes deserve all the exposure and more. And I think just come first for someone who hasn't experienced the sport, just going to a meet because you're gonna walk into those arenas and first like visually you're gonna be like, wow, that was really cool. I have no idea what they did, but then also the energy in the arena. Um, and don't be afraid to like add that energy into the arena. Like if it's a floor music you like, dance with the floor music. Like who cares? Or if it's clappable, start clapping to it. Like bring your energy too, because I know at least our team like thrives off that energy and they love like whether you're wearing purple and gold or black and gold, like they're gonna take in your energy no matter what. And that makes it fun for the athletes, but that makes it more fun like for yourself as well. But any gymnastics meet is extremely exciting and the atmosphere is awesome. And we're starting to sell out arenas and things like that. And some teams have been doing so consistently. And so that's really exciting for our sport. But again, it takes everyone. Like I mentioned, there's so many different working parts like in a college athletic department. And so it takes everyone in an athletic department and it takes everyone outside of it too. But at the end of the day, if you've never seen a gymnastics meet, your first step is just to attend one and you're probably going to get hooked. I don't know if I've met anyone like out of my friends or people I've come across that like after their first meet, they're like, whoa, that was amazing. And that was so cool. And the energy in the arena was so much fun. And like, how do they do that on that 4-inch piece of wood? Like, that's absolutely insane. And so the more you attend, the more you're gonna learn and the more you're gonna enjoy. And so I guess that's what I would say.
I love
Love
it.
it.
Jackie, that was amazing.
Thanks, Guy.
You're so special. We adore you, and we are so excited to see the Missouri Tigers take the floor in Fort Worth this week. We hope that you have a blast, and we also hope to hopefully see an unreal outfit again from the Jackie Terpaki because
Thank
you have
you.
been slaying the fashion game all season long.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you
Like
so much.
like I think we need some links is what we need,
We
right?
need links.
Yeah,
We'll
we
see.
need
I'll
links.
see what I can do.
We need a lookbook. We need everything because the people want it. The people want it. But
Thank you. Very intentional about my outfits as I am with everything else. So I appreciate the recognition there.
heck yeah, heck yeah. Well, that's another episode. Oh, by the way, I chucked the clock. Like I was just like,
Yeah, I'm t sorry. I could talk a lot.
no,
So
but
The
I mean,
passion's so good.
well, here's the thing, Jackie. We all can talk forever. And quite literally, we called this the 10-minute touch warm up because we wanted our own sanity this week heading into nationals.
trying to, yeah.
But the truth is what's actually going down is we just love all of these people. Like we love you guys so much and we're so proud of you and we're so excited for you that like limiting us to 10 minutes is like tough because
Yeah.
what?
It is,
No. So
it is challenging.
anyways, that's another episode of 10-minute touch warm up. Again, in air quotes, 10-minute touch warm up. And this is the On the Floor with Living Core podcast. We hope you guys are enjoying these episodes as we head into championship week. It's going to be an unbelievable week in Fort Worth. You are not going to want to miss it. Hopefully, you guys can get to Fort Worth because the environment in Dickies Arena is going to be electric, if I have anything to say about it. And if you cannot be there, make sure you tune in because ESPN and ABC will be covering it on Thursday for the two semifinals and ABC on Saturday for the final four. So it's going to be a fun time. Well, with that, we're going to talk to you guys later. Keep tuning in. We love you. Bye.